Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is very fitting to be in front of the bookshelves because we're going to be going over the books I read in May and also my TBR for June, which I've already read a couple of them, but we'll go through them anyway. So let's get started. In May I read 6 books, which is pretty good for me. I normally read about 6 or 7, that's a good month. So I've got them here. So 3 were physical and the rest were on my Kindle. So I'll go over the ones that were physical first. So the first one I read was A Court of Thorns and Roses. I first read this 3 years ago and absolutely loved it. It was my first ever fantasy book and I have read the whole series, but the reasoning behind rereading this is because of the new books coming out this year. I think one of them is coming out in October this year, and then in January next year there is another book coming out. So I thought I would reread the series before this happened because honestly I read that many books I can hardly remember. So I've finished this one, which was fantastic, and I think I rated it at 4 stars the first time I read it. I'd guess I'd keep it the same, honestly. It's a pretty good fantasy or romantic-y kind of book for someone like starting out. I think that would be like a good starting point if you're going to read a fantasy kind of vibe. The next book I read was Binding 13. This was a chunky book. Really enjoyed this book so much. Johnny and Shannon, I'm still thinking about you guys. Absolutely obsessed. I think, you know, I'm definitely gonna keep reading the series. I probably won't start it next month or this month. It's June now, but definitely will read. I think it's Keeping 13 is the next one, so I think I will read that potentially next month or the month after. I really want to get through ACTA, but I really want to read these. See what I mean? Like, there's just so many books. There's too many books to read. So I rated Binding 13 4.75. The only reason I didn't rate it 5 was because it took me ages to read it, and I do not love a chunky book. I really don't. I don't care how good it is. I really don't like reading them because they just take so long, and I'd rather just have a short book. So just personal preference, really. But the next book I read was Shatter Me. This has a bit of a story behind it. So let's sit up. So basically, I've had this on my shelf for 3.5 years. I have not read it until now. I don't know why. It was just one of those books that, you know, you don't pick up. I just never picked it up. The only reason I picked it up was because me and my friend decided we were going to read it this month. And we have. I know that there is a lot of books in this series. I can't even remember how many there is, but there is a lot. Maybe potentially 7 or 8, even 9. I can't remember. Okay, I rated it 3 stars. The reasoning behind it is I've read books like this where I feel like it could have had more information in it. This book could have had more info in it. I don't know if it needed to go on to 9 books. You know what I mean? I know that definitely there would be a series, but there could have been a bit extra at the end, in my opinion. But I haven't read the other books, so I can't say for sure if I even agree with my own statement until I've read them all. Will I read them all? I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm hooked enough. I do really like where it's leading, and I do think I may potentially pick it up in the future, but there's other ones on my radar that I just want to read more. But never say never. 3 stars. Okay, the next 3 books I read were on my Kindle. I sewed this little Kindle case the other week. How cute is it? My first time making one though, so don't judge. But it's my Kindle. I've got my little polka dot Kindle case on. This is from Books with Jess, but I believe her business is closing down, so they may still have some Kindle cases on there for a discount, but otherwise I'm not too sure if you can purchase them. Okay, on my Kindle I read Yesteryear. So Yesteryear, this is going to be controversial, but I didn't actually enjoy it. I feel like there's so many people who enjoyed this book. and I really, really wanted to like it. Like, I really wanted to, but I didn't. I really didn't. I read the whole thing. I totally understand how people like it, but for me, I was bored. And I don't know why that is. Maybe it's not my genre. I'm not sure. But I didn't rate it very highly. I think I honestly gave it 1 or 2 stars. Yeah, I think I gave it 1 or 2 stars. Oh, don't come for me. I really, really wanted to like it. But I think maybe like on Goodreads, the description of the book, in my opinion, didn't feel like it matched what I thought it would be. I don't know. Like, it really didn't live up to what I thought it would be. Maybe that's why. Still a good read. Didn't enjoy it though. So, unfortunately, that one didn't get a high rating. The next book I read on my Kindle was Out of the Gate, which is the 1.5 book in the Golden Rush series or Golden Ranch series. Golden Ranch. Confused. Anyways, this series right here by Elsie Silver. But they only give you the 4 main books. I saw on Goodreads that they had half novellas. I think there might be 1 more. I'm not really too sure. But I read that and I actually really enjoyed that. It was a really fun, lighthearted read. Really enjoyed it actually. And yeah, I gave it 3 stars because it's not my favorite romance, cowboy romance, you know, like I've got a few of them. Didn't potentially lead up to a few of them. That's why it's 3 stars. Maybe I'm a bit aggressive, but I did really enjoy that one. So the next book I read was The Deal, which for obvious reasons, Off Campus has just come out. I have in fact watched the whole thing 2 times already. I'm gonna watch it for the 3rd time tonight, and that's a fact. I hadn't read the books before, so I read the first book on my Kindle before watching the show, which I'm glad I did, but also I don't really know if I want to read the next one before the season comes out again, because I really, really enjoyed the show, honestly, more than the book, which never happens to me. Never. Maybe because they're all so hot, I don't really know, but I enjoyed it so much. So The Deal I gave 4 stars. It was a little bit smutty, a bit maybe too much for my liking, but it was great. I loved it. So that was a good one as well. So they're all the books I read in May. My favourite book potentially would be Binding 13. Because there was a lot of character development, there was a lot of things happening, but if I was biased because of Off Campus, I'd probably say The Deal, because I'm just obsessed with the whole thing at the moment. Like, it is almost my personality at this point. But that's that wrap up. Okay, so June TBR. Let's talk about it. I have so many books I want to read at the moment, and it's crazy because I was in a book slump for literally maybe 6 months last year. Genuinely did not feel like picking up a book, was not vibing. Honestly thought, what is the point of this library, because I don't even read anymore. That's how bad it was affecting me. I was in the rut and I wasn't coming out of it. But something sparked, and it may have been around Christmas time because I allowed myself to go book shopping when I was in Sydney for a little trip to see my family, and I just got so excited. There was like a few series that I wanted to read, and found them and just went, YOLO, I'm gonna buy those. And ever since, I'm back into loving it. I don't know. So anyway, I'll pick up the books that I may read this month. These are on my radar the most. So let's get into it. The first book I haven't actually heard many people talk about. I know it's probably popular, but like I haven't really seen many people read it yet, or talk about it. So the first one is Honor. It looks like this. How could you not pick this up when he looks so gorgeous? yeah, I'm so obsessed. I believe this will be really up my alley. I'm guessing it's like, you know, he's a firefighter or something. I don't really read the backs, to be honest. I really do judge the book by its cover, which I probably shouldn't, but I do. And this one I definitely have. Like, I have. So yeah, I really want to read this. It's only a short-ish book, so I feel like it could be a nice light-hearted read for me. And yeah, so I'm really hoping I get to this month, but we will see. The next book on my radar this month is The House of Sky and Breath. Now this is a chunky book. I am determined to read this month. I wrote down like a few books in my notes that I really wanted to read this year, and this was one of them because I want to complete this series. This is the second book in the Crescent City series by Sarah J. Maas, and I really want to finish this series. To be honest, I read the first one a couple months ago. I do like it. Is it my favourite? Probably not, but I'm hoping this book brings more depth in now. I mean, a lot happened in the other one, but I'm hoping this brings some more to life, you know? Really excited to read this, genuinely. What's it say? The deadliest power, the fiercest passion, and the cruelest fate. Oh, yikes. Anyway, Bryce is our main character, and we love. Don't even remember what I rated the other book. I'm going to say a 4. I'm going to say it might have been a 4. But yeah, I'm hoping to really get to this month, so we will see. Okay, the next book I really would love to read this month is Wild Dark Shore. I've heard a fair few people talk about this now, and it's a very skinny book, so we love a skinny book, a nice quick read, and I think this is pretty different to what I normally read, so I feel like it could be a nice like palate cleanser when I'm feeling like, you know, there's too much fantasy or romance or something, I don't know. But I bought this potentially, when did I buy this? At the start of the year. Like, genuinely, it's been months and I still have not read this, and I really want to. It's been sitting on my shelf, you know. I need to stop buying books and read what's on my shelf, so let's hope I get to this month. Okay, so the next book on my TBR this month is Mad Mabel. I bought this in January this year. It's still been on my shelf. It's still there. But, spoiler alert, I read this week. And I love it so much. But I will talk about this in the next monthly reads video because it's for June. But I'm obsessed, and even the cover, I love it so much because it's bold, it's different. I love it. So yeah, that's on my TBR for this month. And finally, I've got A Court of Mist and Fury on my TBR for this month. We're continuing the series. I figured out if I read one every single month, by October I'll finish the series, so I can still read like books that I haven't read before, because genuinely, like, I do like rereading, but I also don't, because there's so many books I want to read. I'd have to super want to read it to pick it up, and I guess that's why we're doing it. But I'm like, I think because I read it 3 years ago, I've changed so much, and I don't want to not like the story anymore, even though I am liking it, but like, I'm scared that it's not gonna be my favorite. There, I said it. But that's my final book for the TBR for the month. We have A Court of Mist and Fury, Mad Mabel, Wild Dark Shore, House of Sky and Breath, and Honor. I think it's a good mixture, really. Like, we've got some fantasy, we've got some romance, we've got whatever Mad Mabel is, I don't even know. it's a bit of a mixture. I don't have any thrillers this month though, which is new for me. I don't think I read one last month either. But no, I didn't. Yeah, anyway, so maybe next month we will try and put a thriller in there. My sister is currently making me a TBR jar, so I'm hoping to like next month do like the prompts in the jar for picking out what the TBR will be. But because this month has already started, I had already chosen what I feel like I'm gonna read, so hence why I've chosen already. I hope you guys enjoyed this short and sweet video. If you want more book content like this, please let me know. I would love to like go through all my shelves in a video as well, just with like my favorites and my special editions and stuff. I love this stuff. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more content like this, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!